Welcome back to my channel here at Trace2G. My name is Sammy. Today was a crazy day. So today we will be talking about Apld, Rzvl, bull, and towards the end of the video I want to talk about something, what to expect for next week, but most importantly how you can protect yourselves during these, how do you say, volatile climates. So with that being said, please like and subscribe to my channel. The more you like the video, the more you like my videos, the more I do this kind of stuff. It motivates me to continue forward. So thank you so much. So let's go ahead and start off with bull. I mentioned this about 2 videos ago. It's in a rounding formation, and I believe I spoke on a bump, but if I didn't, I want you guys to understand that there's certain indicators with patterns, or I should say pattern trends that we see to identify the confirmation of that pattern. For the rounding bottom, I'm going to look for or want to see a bump. So if this is a rounding bottom, at some point, price has to do this, right? An inclination, some sort of peak, and then a downward trend, but that will make a new higher low, but that bump will be a confirmed part, or at least one formula to the rounding bottom. So that's what I expect for bull down the road, weeks out. It's even more, you would want to see it more on the weekly than you do on the daily. The larger the time frames, the more robust the pattern will play out. So, and that goes along with any indicators, you know, the longer the time frame, 4 hour, 1 hour, daily, weekly, monthly. Very important to identify divergences, patterns, that sort of thing. The higher the time frames, the better it is for confluence. So I love what I see with bull. I want to continue monitoring her. She's in a great place right now. Nothing is showing that she's not in a bad place. Okay. So that being said, I'm going to move along quickly because I think towards the end I want to talk about something. So it's going to be a quick TA today. So Rzvl. What did I say yesterday about Rzvl yesterday? I said it twice. But what did I say yesterday? That's 3 times. The 382 was important to watch because I mentioned yesterday, when you have a hot stock, because I've experienced this, and it bounces or touches the 382 micro, it means that investors and traders know this is a deep value stock. They know, they see the chart, and they see something in this ticker. Because if a ticker bounces off the 382 and you just instantly continue to the upside, because we did it here, it just tells you that they see something great with this company. The 382 off a sell-off was an important zone and an important bounce, and we can see that here. We wicked it, and then we just took off. Now that doesn't mean the sell-off is over. It does not mean the sell-off is over. How do I know? Well, if you look at your ADX, your positive DI, it's curving down, but it's still above the 25. So the momentum is still there. This negative DI is curving down. So I want to see, if I'm going to see more bearish momentum, I want to see the negative DI curve up, at least get closer to the 25 zone, and then hopefully continue to sell off. But if I want this company at the best price, I want her at this golden ratio. Am I going to get there? I don't know. But if you wait towards the end of the video, I will discuss what to expect for next week. And then maybe it'll give you some idea that maybe we will get there. So I'll be watching her. I'll be monitoring her. But she's super bullish. Super bullish. After her last run, people are obviously jumping in. She got publicity. People are reading up on her. There's not much to say about this ticker other than the chart looks great. And long and behold, look what's happening. We had a sell-off, and look, we had a literal, and I'll show you the swing trade on that, off that bounce. We had a 8% sell-off, I believe, from this week. Let me go on the smaller time frames. Literally, from the peak to the low, from that 382 micro, that was a 20% sell-off from that peak. Then we had a bounce at that 382. Oh well, 265. you can sometimes wick below certain fib zones. And now she's up 5%. So, you know, if you were playing off of fib zones or specifically levels, you made a 5% swing trade. Or right before the closing, you made a 2% swing trade. But regardless, this is a hot stock. Because I saw, and what traders see, what do they see on the monthly? Actually, let me put it on the weekly because I saw it on the weekly. Divergences. Another divergence is about to happen. It's a shitty one. Actually, it is a shitty one. But it's a hot stock. Look at your MACD on the right. Look what it's printing. If you're a TA trader, I don't need to explain this to you. Look at your positive DI. Look what it's doing. Look at your ADX. It's curving. Look at your volume compared to the bulls. Actually, today was a sell-off. But this thing is hot. Look at the monthly. Again, the MACD alone is beautiful. Look at the divergences deep into the bear zone. Beautiful. Look at your RSI peaking up, pointing towards the center line. I want to see it touch it. Beautiful. Look at your moving average curving. Beautiful. Everything about this ticker in terms of chart looks beautiful. I'm excited. I get excited off this stuff. I love this stuff. So, keep an eye out for RZLV. Now, if you're looking for resistance, okay, support and resistance for next week, if we have bullish momentum, I want to see it touch or smack the 382 macro level, 290. Will it hold? Question mark. Get a rejection, or will it break out? Test this $3, and then get back to these candle highs. That's what. If you're gonna if we're gonna have open market, let's see over here. Let me see something. It's not working. If you're swinging, that's 12%. That's 12%. If we actually get a bounce, confirmation bounce, we break out, then we back test it. We bounce up 382, 290, because sometimes scam hours, you know, you get no liquidity and you're gonna have momentum to the upside, to the downside. But if we do catch her here at 382 next week and then bullish momentum, break it, back test it, double bottom, and then break out again to these candles highs. That's a 12% swing trade. Let me double check. I always forget. Yeah, approximately 12%. Keep an eye out for RZLV. APLD, our favorite ticker. Man, oh man. All right. Well, what did I say yesterday? I sell on the news. APLD sold off. Opening bell. Hitting 6% off these highs and lows. Try to come back up. Sell off again. 3%, then 6%, another 6% swing to the downside. I told you guys that I sell on the news because it's very hard to have 8, 12, 15% days on any ticker. If you've been doing this for long enough, if you're swing trading or if you're day trading, if you're scalping, we know volatility is our friend. We take advantage of those opportunities. We don't hold. We sell an opportunity because if she's been literally on the daily, she's had like a 32% pullback. And I want to show you guys something on the daily as well, which I will get to. She had a 30% pullback, approximately. 35% pullback. We had another rip, at least a upside movement to upwards to 15%. Your bears still outweigh the bulls by a long shot. Because right now we tested center line once, twice. We're coming back down to come test that center line. And this was off of CoreWeave News. But towards the end of the video, again, stay tuned. I want to talk about something where any of these three tickers I'm talking about can potentially go. I want to continue with APLD with this last segment. With every bull run or every bullish momentum, expect your bearish thesis. I see a trend with APLD. What I also see possibly happening is a V. If you're a pattern technical trader, TA trader, what do you see? Could be a V top. This is not good. Could be a V top, where we start hitting candles here, we hit a rejection zone, and then we puke down. That is not good. I want you guys just to be open-minded that APLD without news, congruent news, can still have momentum to the downside. Can still have it. So I'm always paying attention to the bull and the bear case. I don't sit on bulls only. I sit on bear cases as well. I also want to buy at lows. I'm a day trader at the end of the day. I pay my rent this way, so it's my job to enter at the lowest possible and then sell at highs. But if I want the best possible chance to get this at the cheapest, I have to really at least try and time the entry to the best of my ability. And doing that, you also have to find confluence, patterns, MAs, rejection lines, resistance, support, all this stuff. But right now, I'm seeing a potential VTOP. So, if it is, I want price to probably hit this rejection zone. This is arbitrary. At some point, if it is, it has to reject a specific zone and then puke. Now, my entry for Mr. APLD, personally, I am watching two zones. Right here at this golden cross. The golden cross. Speaking of which, we did cross, but because of the way, the curvature of the moving averages, it wasn't like a whiplash curve. It wasn't this. The shorts actually ended up making it more of a gliding cross. So normally you want to see the moving average and the 200 do that. The 200 literally the 50 whipping over the 200. But it looks like it's gliding, and it's gonna cross, but it won't have that substantial whiplash move. So I think now that we had a day today, we are somewhat crossing. The golden cross is invalidated. We didn't even get a reaction on top of that. So that being said, we just need to wait and be patient. Wait for news, wait for catalysts, wait for momentum. If you're swinging this, obviously we have levels. I just ended up deleting that. So let me actually try and get it back. There it is. I'll just leave the drawing there. We have the 0.65 I'll be keeping an eye on. So 938 is where I'm going to look for entry, or at least a reaction here, because we touched it once, or at least I remember it was like off by a penny. See a bounce, touch it back again, and hopefully we see that. If not, we just hit the next level down. The last segment of this video, I want you guys to see a scenario. We have a lot of negative sentiment looming next week. We have Trump's tariffs on the 9th. We just had news today that they are no longer doing any trade or tariffs on Canada, something along that line. I briefly read the news, sent the market dying almost a full percentage, and then we had another rip up, which is I couldn't believe it. Then we also have the big beautiful bill. That is something that I am being very reserved on. I'm keeping my comments to myself, but I will say this. The market does not like uncertainty. We've been ripping off of SPY for almost, I think now over a month. We've been ripping just up for a month. At some point, we have to come back. I am one of those traders, or many other TA traders, that are going to be very honest with you and tell you, hey, our job is to get the best entry, buy at low, sell at highs. SPY is the same thing. But we also add macroeconomics to understand market sentiment, when to buy, when to sell, when to have cash in the market, when to sell out of the market. Right now, I am not holding any positions, any longs in this market sentiment. I do this for a living, so I have to make sure I get this right. Look at me when I tell you I am very cash heavy because we are due for a retracement. The big beautiful bill is going to cause an additional $2 trillion in the national deficit. We have uncertainty on the tariffs. We just announced one today with Canada. We have July 9th, the tariffs resume, the bill, and all the other geopolitics that's playing out. It looks good in the short term, but we also have bond yields going up. We have the dollar index breaking down. I totally forgot about the dollar index, but let me show you the dollar index right now because I was charting this. I posted this on my Twitter. Thank God I'm talking about it right now. And I think I still have my pattern chart that I drew. Let me see if it's still up. The dollar index is puking. It is literally puking. I drew a Gartley last night because if we break this trend line off this parallel channel, I'm looking at this trend line right here, 96.24. The dollar is dropping. Inflation is nigh. I want you guys to be aware of what's happening. If this breaks below this trend line and it doesn't bounce, we touch it and it doesn't bounce, you're now looking at the next support zone at 94.72 off this Gartley harmonic. It's a huge one too. I think I drew it on the monthly. That's not good, regardless, because that means that we can possibly get into a recession. It is very dangerous, the climate that we are in right now. I am very cash heavy, and I want you to protect yourselves. I want you to protect yourselves. Nobody in the market can read it. No one can read the future. We just see the data in front of us. I want you to protect yourself. If you're in the green, don't be afraid to take profits. Do not be afraid to take profits because you can never go wrong winning. But be careful how you play the market moving forward. I stated this in my group chat literally this morning. It's a long video, but I really want you guys to understand what I see, what I'm worried about, and how I'm playing into this market moving forward. I'm not holding any tickers. I'm not putting all my cash in the market. I'm cash heavy. I'm waiting for the retracement. It's going to happen. How far deep in the retracement? I can't tell you that. We have to wait till we play it out. We also have all the macroeconomics issues that we have going on and Trump's agendas. That's a real world. That's like a real world case where spike can puke to levels we have never seen before. That's potentially a possibility. But we've just been having a rip after rip after rip. We're gonna need to pull back. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Join the Discord. It's all free. It was a long video, but it was due. And honestly, I hope you guys learned something today. Thank you so much. And always protect yourselves. Cheers.